My sister's heartwarming mockery exposed by her fiancé. You're the judge, an inspiring moment. Amanda stood behind the counter of the diner, a flurry of orders and conversations swirling around her. The clattering of plates and sizzling of burgers filled the air like music. It was a classic American scene, one that brought warmth to her heart, even if it felt like she was missing the melody sometimes. With a cheeky grin, she poured yet another cup of coffee, her eyes sparkling with mischief. She loved her job, the quick banter with regulars, and the sense of community that enveloped the small diner, crammed between the hardware store and a second-hand shop filled with memories and dust. But home was a different story. Amanda was not just a waitress. She also played the role of caretaker for her older brother, Jake, a war veteran wrestling with the shadows of combat. She often found herself humorously deflecting their family's trials, transforming pain into laughter. It was her defense mechanism, sharp humor masking deeper scars. On that sunny Saturday, the family was together for a cookout. Laughter erupted like firecrackers as Amanda entertained her relatives with tales of their eccentric neighbor, Mr. Simmons, a man who had recently lost his job and wore grief like an old too-small jacket. That guy looked like a walking garage sale, she joked, her family howling in delight. But as laughter died down, Amanda's fiancé, Tom, shifted in his seat, an unsettling tension cracking through their cheerful ambience. You know, Amanda, he said softly, there's pain beneath those funny stories. You might want to think before you poke fun. His eyes were searching, reminding her of the weight of her words. A silence enveloped the space, thick and heavy, like the humid summer air. It sparked an anger within Jake, who had been an unyielding champion of truth since his return home. You're the judge of your own worth, he spat, glaring at Amanda. Those words hit harder than any explosion he faced in combat. Amanda felt her heart leap, an all-too-familiar tightness choking her vocal cords. Recollections of their childhood, of battles fought in air-conditioned rooms while sharing fears, flared through her mind. The laughter that once danced around the cookout vanished, replaced by an uncomfortable atmosphere, simmering like the burgers curling on the grill. Her heart raced in panic. The very foundation of their family, their shared illusion of joy, trembled. Before we continue, I need to let you know about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system, and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, hit that bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can drop a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let's continue. Determined to mend what she unintentionally shattered, Amanda sought out Mr. Simmons. When she knocked on his door, she found a man whose tired smile hid layers of grief and uncertainty. In her effort to help him find work, Amanda discovered shared struggles between their families. Life was messy and maybe they could stitch it together differently, one thread of understanding at a time. Each small victory in her quest to empower Mr. Simmons chipped away at the walls she built around herself. Yet, with every interaction, she found herself wrestling with her identity, questioning how to truly support and uplift those around her. As Amanda stared into Mr. Simmons' weary eyes, she felt a shift within herself, a whisper of hope. Could she really turn her family's dynamic from one of judgment to support? Would the laughter ever return? The answer lingered in the air, heavy yet hopeful, just out of reach. Amanda woke up the next morning to the sound of birds chirping outside her window. Sunlight streamed into her small bedroom, filling the space with warmth. But the brightness didn't quite penetrate the heaviness in her chest. The tension from the cookout still loomed large, casting a shadow over her thoughts. She brewed coffee, letting the rich aroma seep into her weary mind, hoping it might wake her up to a better day. As she sipped her first cup, her phone buzzed on the counter. A message from Tom. Can we talk later? It read. Amanda glanced at the clock and felt a wave of dread wash over her. What more could there be to say? She squeezed her eyes shut, recalling Jake's scathing words, echoing in her ears a painful reminder that laughter had its limits. The diner buzzed with life as Amanda began her shift. Familiar faces greeted her as they entered, customers ready for their routine doses of pancakes and gossip. Yet amid the chatter she felt muted. The typical jokes had dried up, replaced with self-reflective silence. With every chipper order she took, unresolved questions gnawed at her. Could she accept herself as both the caretaker and the source of the family's struggle? Eat your heart out, Jake. She teased an elderly couple. Their laughter felt like a fleeting bomb, but her heart wasn't in it. As the lunch crowd thinned, Amanda finally saw Mr. Simmons stroll through the door. He looked a bit lighter today, a subtle shift that caught her attention. "You're looking good," she called out, instinctively reaching for the coffee pot. He chuckled, taking a seat at the far corner booth. "You've got that sparkle again, Amanda. It suits you." His warmth ignited something within her. Sitting down across from him, she felt a real connection, a shared understanding. "We all have our battles, don't we?" she said softly, her fingers anxiously drumming against the table. "Sometimes I think I hide behind laughter like I'm the only one who can keep the spirits up." "That's a heavy mask to wear," he replied, his eyes steady. "You don't always have to be the entertainer. It's okay to show your struggles." His words coiled around her heart. Maybe she had gone too far in underestimating the pain behind the laughter, not just for herself but for others too. "Could you help me with my resume?" "I think I need a little guidance," he asked, breaking her contemplative mood. The idea sparked hope. "Absolutely. I'd love to help," she exclaimed, a genuine smile breaking through her clouds of doubt. After they worked on it for a while, Mr. Simmons laid it down, looking relieved. "Thanks, Amanda. You're a good listener. I can really feel the difference when I share this stuff." As they wrapped up, her heart swelled with a new sense of purpose. She was beginning to realize that it wasn't just about her acting as a shield for everyone. She also had to acknowledge her own struggles. Later that evening, Amanda felt the need for clarity. She met Tom at their favorite park, anxiety twisting like vines around her heart. They sat under an old oak tree, shadows dancing on the ground, and she saw the same concern in his eyes that had overshadowed their last family gathering. "I don't want you to feel like you have to mask your pain, Amanda. You can't keep shielding everyone," he said, his voice low but firm. Tears pricked her eyes, the truth hitting home. She wanted to open up, to share the fear of inadequacy, to stop pretending. But how? The question felt larger than life. As the sun dipped below the horizon, the world around them turned gold and amber, but the weight of her heart remained. What if revealing her true self could reshape her family's foundation? Would it shatter or strengthen the bonds they shared? Just then the air crackled with confusion as the evening chill rushed in. A sudden rush of clarity hit her. Could she really do it? Tomorrow would have to reveal her path, both to herself and others. A chapter lay open, but how would she fill its pages? Amanda woke up the next morning with a new resolve. The weight in her chest felt lighter, if only slightly, as she brewed her coffee. The sunshine streaming through the window no longer seemed like an intrusion but rather an invitation. Today felt like the day for honesty. As she made her way to the diner, she thought about the conversation with Tom. He had been right about the masks they wore, the shields they used to hide their vulnerabilities. What if shedding that armor could bring them closer as a family? The thought made her heart race with both apprehension and excitement. The diner smelled of bacon and fresh brewed coffee as she stepped through the door. As usual, her regular customers greeted her with smiles and banter. But she felt different. Instead of avoiding deeper conversations, she was ready to embrace them. "Hey Amanda, how about some of that charming wit today?" Mr. Harris, the local retired teacher, called out from his usual booth. She smiled, a flicker of confidence in her eyes. "How about today I serve up some truth instead?" Laughter erupted from the booth, and for the first time her heart brightened. Not with performance but with genuine engagement. During a slow moment, she spotted Mr. Simmons again. His witnessing smile was welcoming. "Ready for round 2 on that resume?" she asked playfully. "Absolutely. But I have a feeling our session today might evolve," he said, his eyes twinkling. And it did. As they worked together, Amanda found herself sharing snippets of her life, the challenges, the moments of doubt, the burden of expectations. Mr. Simmons listened intently, occasionally sharing his own stories of disappointment and growth. "This feels liberating, doesn't it?" he said during a reflective pause. "It really does, like I'm peeling off layers I didn't even know were there," she replied, marveling at how unburdening her heart was, unlocking fresh perspectives. By the day's end, she felt lighter and braver. Her shift ended, and as she stepped outside, the sky lingered in hues of violet and gold. Yet, the thought of Tom still loomed over her. Would he understand this new version of her? That evening, she met him again at the park. This time she felt ready. Underneath the expansive sky where stars began to twinkle shyly, she found a space for truth. Tom, I've been doing a lot of thinking, she began hesitantly. About how I hide behind laughter and optimism, instead of facing the reality of our struggles. He turned to her, vulnerability softening his features. Amanda, I care about you, the real you. I'm not going anywhere. The assurance in his voice pulled at her heart. With each word, she wove her fear into the night air, releasing her doubts, her insecurities. I'm scared I'm not enough, she confessed, her voice trembling. What if I can't hold us together? Amanda, he said firmly, reaching for her hand. You've always held us up. But you don't have to do it alone. We are a team, remember? Tears glimmered in her eyes. The moment stretched as she realized that true connection meant sharing not just the laughter, but also the fears that came with it. Just as she started to articulate those fears, a loud commotion erupted nearby. A group of teenagers burst into the park laughing and shouting, their carefree energy piercing the serene atmosphere. Amanda's heart raced, not with confusion but with a random excitement. There was an opportunity to embrace spontaneity, perhaps within their conversation too. What if these disruptions were their invitations to explore further, to get lost in their emotions? With a deep breath, she thought about the possibilities ahead, the joy and chaos, the lightness and weight of life. Maybe life is like that, she said suddenly, the words flowing. An endless series of laughter and fear, with moments of sheer chaos that bring us closer together. Tom nodded, intrigued by her revelation. As she spoke, the realization hit her. She could unleash the chaotic beauty of life, trusting that they were both capable of facing whatever came next. With a tentative smile, she glanced toward the stars, the universe opening up just like their conversation. But what would happen when she and Tom faced the deeper darkness, those hidden fears and secrets they had yet to confront? Would it lead to love or instability? Tomorrow she would find out. The next morning, Amanda awoke feeling a mix of hope and apprehension. The sun peeked through her curtains, bathing her room in warm light. Today felt different. Her conversation with Tom lingered in her mind, pushing her toward further truths. But would she be able to take the next step into vulnerability? At the diner, the usual chatter buzzed in the background, but Amanda sensed an unusual intensity in the air. As she set coffee pots on the counter, customers would glance her way, their smiles filled with curiosity. She caught snippets of their lives, a couple celebrating an anniversary, a mother sharing sweet stories about her children. Each moment felt like a nudge, encouraging her to share more, to embrace life fully. Hey Amanda, called out Mrs. Daniels from her table, her kind eyes sparkling. You seem brighter today. What's the secret? The words hung in the air, and Amanda inhaled deeply. Just trying to be real, I guess. She smiled, feeling a wave of warmth within her, as if her honesty ignited a spark amongst the patrons. I think that's wonderful, Mrs. Daniels exclaimed, her smile genuine. We need more of that in this world. Encouraged by the positive response, Amanda moved through her shift with newfound energy. She shook off her fears, serving meals with a lightness she used to reserve only for her laughter. Yet, as she closed up that evening, a gentle tug of anxiety returned. She had promised to meet Tom again, this time to delve deeper into their feelings. Later at the park, anticipation lit up her heart, yet a sliver of doubt lingered. Would she really be brave enough to share everything? Tom arrived, and they found their usual spot beneath the sprawling oak tree. His presence felt like home, grounding her even as apprehension bubbled beneath the surface. Hey, he greeted, his eyes filled with warmth. Hey, she replied, her heart fluttering. The breeze rustled the leaves above them, creating a soft symphony that wrapped around their conversation. After a moment of light chatter about their day, Amanda decided it was time to dig deeper. Tom, she started, her voice steady but soft. I realized I've been afraid to show you my fears, to talk about the darker stuff that hovers around us, around our relationship. His expression shifted, seriousness mirroring her own. You know I want to hear it, right? I want us to be open. I've been so focused on being strong that I forgot to be honest, she said, her voice breaking slightly. What if I fail? What if I have to face things I can't handle? There's this fear in me that wants to keep everything bottled up. Amanda, we all have that fear. Tom reached across, gently resting his hand on hers. But hiding one T help us. It'll just push us apart. We need to confront our doubts together. His words ignited a swell of emotions, and Amanda felt tears prick at her eyes. I know, and I want to be brave. But it's terrifying. Tom gave her hand a reassuring squeeze. You've already shown so much bravery just by bringing this up. And remember, it's okay to lean on each other for support. We don't have to figure it all out today. Just as hope began filling the air between them, a nearby commotion erupted once more. The teenagers from yesterday reappeared, their vibrant laughter echoing through the park, leaving Amanda momentarily distracted. She watched them as they ran around, carefree and joyous, and a thought struck her. Maybe we need to embrace that chaos too, she mused, glancing back at Tom. Life isn't just about the serious stuff, there's beauty in the messiness. She felt a lightness growing, one that beckoned her to explore everything, joy and fear alike. Suddenly, Tom's expression shifted. You may be right, he replied, a glint in his eye. So how about this? What if we make a deal? We share our fears, but we also celebrate our wins no matter how small. Before Amanda could respond, a loud cheer erupted among the teens, pulling her attention once more. The joy was infectious and she turned to Tom, her heartbeat quickening. Let us commit to being honest, but also embracing the chaos all of it, she said, excitement building in her voice. Tom laughed, breaking the tension. All right, but first let us test our chaos limit. What do you say we join them? With a mix of laughter and courage, they leaped into the heart of the chaos, forgetting their fears for just a moment. While embracing that wild spontaneity, Amanda felt a rush of adrenaline. The journey they were embarking on together was about to get a lot more complicated. But just as the energy soared, Amanda noticed something peculiar in the crowd. A familiar face stood on the fringes, watching them intently. Who was it? What were they hiding? Tomorrow she would find out. Amanda couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. With each laugh and cheer around her, the nagging sense of eyes on her intensified. Glancing over her shoulder, she caught sight of the familiar figure standing just outside the group, the one she had never expected to see here. Who is that? Tom's voice broke through her thoughts, pulling her back into the moment. She turned, glad to be reminded of the warmth radiating from him. It's my sister Jenna, Amanda stammered, her heart racing. She hadn't spoken to Jenna in months. They had been drifting apart, and Jenna had never been one to understand Amanda's struggles. The last few encounters had ended in silence, both of them retreating behind walls they built over the years. Tom's brow furrowed, matching her unease. Are you all right? Do you want to go talk to her? The idea sent a jolt of fear racing through her veins. What would she say? How would Jenna react? I don't know if I can face her. She's here, Amanda, Tom reassured her, his grip tightening around her fingers. If you want, I can be right by your side. Amanda looked into Tom's eyes, the kindness and strength within them offering a bit of reassurance. She took a deep breath. All right, let's do this. As they made their way toward Jenna, Amanda felt a mix of dread and anticipation wash over her. Would this encounter bring closure, or start another round of conflict? As they approached, Jenna's expression morphed from surprise to something unreadable. The girls shared a strained embrace, and Jenna's gaze flicked to Tom, eyebrows raised. Look who's finally brave enough to show up, she teased, an edge to her voice that felt pointed and sarcastic. Ignoring the jab, Amanda stepped into the conversation with confidence. Jenna, it's been a while. I didn't expect to see you here. I was just in the neighborhood, Jenna replied, her tone casual but her eyes betraying layers of tension. Thought I'd pop by. It's nice to see you having fun. Amanda felt the weight of her sister's words. Fun? Was she really allowed to have fun? Or was it just another facade? I'm learning to embrace everything, she said, surprising herself with her honesty. Embrace everything? Jenna laughed, but it felt sharper than a genuine chuckle. Must be nice to finally venture out of your comfort zone. I remember how scared you used to be. Tom squeezed Amanda's hand tighter, his presence a comforting anchor. We all have to start somewhere. It's about growth, Jenna. There was strength in his voice, and the way he defended Amanda gave her wings. For a moment, Jenna looked caught off guard. Wow, who are you? The relationship expert? The sarcasm dripped from her lips, But Amanda could feel a shift in the air, a hint of curiosity lurking behind her sister's bravado. "Maybe I'm just a friend who wants the best for her," Tom replied smoothly, locking eyes with Jenna. It was tough enough for Amanda to express her own emotional depth, and now Tom was being drawn into the fray. But he had the courage. It was inspiring. Silence hung between the three of them, charged and awkward. Amanda's heart pounded in her chest. "Jenna, I want to be honest. I've been scared. And I know we've had our differences, but I want to work on things between us." Jenna's expression softened for just a moment, revealing a flicker of vulnerability that Amanda hadn't seen in a long time. "I didn't know you felt that way," she began, her voice softer now. But before the conversation could unravel more deeply, a loud crash from the playful chaos behind them broke the moment. A game of catch had gone wrong, and everyone turned to look. Amanda's eyes widened as she spotted a girl sprawled on the ground, laughing despite the chaos unfolding around her. The unfamiliar urgency in Amanda's heart settled into a deep well of determination. "Maybe life really is just about embracing the mess," she whispered to Tom, a smile creeping onto her lips. Jenna was still watching, her defenses starting to unravel. "Maybe," she echoed softly, though Amanda could sense the uncertainty still tinging the atmosphere as the laughter resumed, this time a little more genuine than before. Amanda glimpsed the path to reconciliation. Perhaps they could find their way back together amidst the chaos. But in the back of her mind, a new question loomed. Could she truly be open with her sister when walls had been so carefully built? And would Jenna be willing to see her for who she was now? The thrill of possibility hummed within Amanda, but as she glanced back towards her sister, the look in Jenna's eyes sent a new wave of anxiety washing over her. Would the truth be a foundation or a trigger? Tomorrow she would have to find out. Amanda's heart raced as she stood there, grappling with the tidal wave of emotions crashing over her. She could feel her cheeks warming, a strange mixture of fear and hope swirling inside her. Jenna's gaze was intense, almost searching, as if waiting for Amanda to reveal something monumental. "Can we talk a bit?" Jenna finally asked, her tone softer, taking a step away from Tom and Amanda's small circle. There was an invitation in her voice laced with caution, a tentative reach toward reconnecting. "Sure," Amanda replied, her voice barely above a whisper. With a reassuring nod from Tom, she followed her sister to a quieter corner of the gathering. The sounds of laughter faded just slightly, the distant chatter wrapping around them like a blanket. Cozy but slightly suffocating, Amanda stood cross-armed, trying to mask her nervousness, while Jenna pursed her lips, looking at the ground before daring to speak again. "I didn't realize how much I missed you until I saw you just now." Her confession hung in the air, heavy with unspoken words. "You didn't seem like you missed me when we last talked," Amanda said, trying her best to keep the tone light. But her heart betrayed her. It was impossible to hide the hurt that had settled in her chest all those months without communication. Jenna's eyes snapped up, a flash of defensiveness sparking in them. "I thought you were fine. I thought you didn't want me around." The accusation stung, and Amanda's heart plummeted. "It's not that," she replied, her voice trembling. "I've always wanted you, but I didn't know how to reach out. I thought you wouldn't understand what I was going through." She could feel the walls around her heart starting to crack, tenderness spilling into the space between them. Jenna rubbed the back of her neck, a gesture Amanda had seen before when she was struggling to articulate what she felt. "I guess I thought you didn't need me. It was easier to stay away." A wave of sadness washed over Amanda. "I wasn't okay, Jenna. I needed you and I didn't know how to tell you. I thought you'd see me as weak." There it was, the vulnerability, the raw honesty of her feelings. It felt terrifying yet liberating to voice the truth so openly. The air between the sisters shifted, noticeable and palpable, akin to breaking the surface of still water. "But I don't think you're weak," Jenna admitted, her voice softening as her walls began to dissolve. "I'm sorry for not being there, for not realizing how much you needed me." A pause enveloped them, thick with unspoken understanding, each sister taking in the moment, letting the regret and longing settle. Amanda took a deep breath, the weight on her shoulders lightening just enough to breathe a little easier. "Maybe this is the start," Amanda ventured, looking deeply into Jenna's eyes, hoping to foster a real connection that had long been buried. "We can be there for each other again." Jenna nodded slowly. "I'd like that. I really would. But it's going to take time, isn't it?" A smile broke across Amanda's face, a genuine spark igniting. As long as we take it one step at a time. But just as hope began to cement between them, a raucous shout from a nearby group erupted, pulling Jenna's attention away. Their laughter echoed, and the carefree joy wrapped around them like a shield from their past. Amanda's gaze traveled back to Tom, who watched with a proud smile on his face. The warmth in his eyes filled her with a new sense of determination. Maybe it was true that the messiness of life contained the most profound moments of reconnection. As Jenna turned back to her, eyes sparkling with something like trust, Amanda suddenly recognized an anxiety creeping back in. What if we mess this up again? She asked, the weight of the past still pressing on her. At least we'll know we tried, Jenna replied, a gentle smile tugging at her lips. I'd rather risk it than stay stuck in the shadows. Amanda met her sister's gaze, feeling the warmth of possibility bubbling between them. But a new doubt lingered in her heart. What if this wasn't enough? As laughter erupted once more around them, Amanda felt the tension ease, but another thought whirled in her mind. How much deeper could this bond go? And were they both truly ready for the journey? She would have to find out for both their sakes. As Amanda stood in the warm glow of the gathering, she felt a flicker of hope, brighter than it had been in so long. Jenna had always been her anchor, but the distance between them had created far too many waves. Yet here they were, trying to rebuild what they had broken. Do you want to get some fresh air? Jenna suggested, glancing at the door leading outside. The party buzzed around them, but the sounds felt distant now, muffled and muted, like they were in their own world. Yeah, that sounds good, Amanda replied, grateful for the chance to step away from the crowd. They moved together, their footsteps slow, each lost in thought as they made their way outside. The evening air was crisp and refreshing, tinged with the scent of blooming flowers and the distant sound of music. Streetlights lined the sidewalk, casting a gentle glow that made everything feel enchanted. Amanda leaned against the railing, the cool metal grounding her. Jenna leaned beside her, both of them staring at the stars beginning to twinkle against the deepening night sky. I remember when we used to sleep outside, just counting stars, Jenna said with a hint of nostalgia in her voice. A smile crept across Amanda's face, memories flooding her mind. And you'd always pretend you could wish on them, making up wild stories about what would happen next. Because I believed it. I thought wishes could come true if you believed hard enough. Jenna's voice softened as she turned to Amanda, her eyes wide and earnest. Maybe we should start wishing again. Maybe we can start doing more than just wishing, Amanda said. There was a new determination in her voice, a belief that with effort, they could weave a better future. But doubt crept back in. Do you really think we can fix this? Jenna looked ahead, her brow furrowed in concentration. We've got to be honest with each other. No more hiding. We'll tackle things together, even when it's hard. Amanda felt a rush of warmth. What do you think will happen if we do that? I think we'll find ourselves again. And we'll probably laugh and cry a lot along the way. Jenna chuckled lightly, and the sound was the balm Amanda desperately needed. Laughter was easy. It was what had brought them joy as kids. But as adults it had twisted with insecurities, misunderstandings and silence. Promise me something, Jenna said suddenly, her eyes meeting Amanda's with a seriousness that made her stomach flutter. Promise me that if we ever feel lost again we talk about it right away. No more waiting. No more guessing. Just us. I promise, Amanda vowed, her heart swelling with a sense of belonging. But in the back of her mind lingered a fear. What if they slipped back into their old ways? What if the hurt of the past haunted them again? What if trust frayed under the weight of unspoken words? Just then from behind them, a loud squeal pierced the night. Several partygoers burst outside, their laughter spilling into the air. Tom stepped forward, clearly enjoying the energy, and joked about the next game they were about to play. Yes, really in his element, isn't he? Jenna observed, nodding towards Tom. Amanda's heart did a slight flip. She remembered the warmth in his gaze when he looked at her, the encouragement he offered so effortlessly. Yeah, he really is, she replied softly, wondering how Tom fit into this unraveling dynamic with Jenna. Just then, a thought struck Amanda like a flash of lightning. What if Jenna felt overshadowed, or even threatened, by Amanda's blossoming relationship with Tom? The layers of their bond felt tangled, and for a moment, Amanda's heart raced with uncertainty. "What's next for us?" she asked, turning back to Jenna with fresh determination. "How do we make sure we don't lose each other again, especially with everything changing?" Jenna's gaze faltered briefly, revealing a flicker of insecurity hidden behind her normally confident demeanor. "I guess we figure it out together, one step at a time?" Both women nodded in silent agreement. The road ahead felt daunting yet exciting. But as the laughter from the group surged around them, Amanda couldn't shake the feeling that they were standing on the edge of something significant. As the night rolled on, filled with playful energy, Amanda subtly realized that this moment was only the beginning. She leaned closer to Jenna, the gentle camaraderie restoring their once-cherished connection. But a deeper bond loomed in the shadows, unresolved feelings, jealousy perhaps, and the uncertainty of their present reality. With her heart still racing, Amanda breathed deeply, wondering what else this night might reveal. Would it all hold together? Or would this fragile sense of hope slip away once more? The laughter from the party echoed around them like a warm embrace, the sounds dancing with the light breeze. But Amanda felt the weight of unspoken words hanging heavily between her and Jenna. Their promise made in the hush of the night seemed almost like a fragile glass ornament, beautiful, but oh so easily breakable. "Hey, do you think Tom is feeling okay?" Amanda asked. The words slipped out before she could stop them. She didn't want to sound concerned, not when she was trying to reconnect with Jenna, but her mind couldn't help drifting towards the easy charm Tom exuded. Jenna crossed her arms, glancing towards the group, where Tom was animatedly demonstrating some party trick, his laughter infectious. "I think he's great. Really finds joy in people, doesn't he?" Amanda caught the subtle shift in Jenna's tone. Was it jealousy? Or merely observation? "Yeah, he does. It's nice to see." Silence stretched between them, both searching for the right words to fill the air. What Amanda felt was more than friendship. It was a complex web, tangled with threads of emotions. But alongside the warmth, anxiety gnawed at her. Do you think it's too soon to introduce him to our mom?" Amanda broke the tension, experimentation lacing her voice. "I mean, we've been through a lot and it's a big step." Jenna cut in sharply, her eyes suddenly sharp. "Sometimes introducing someone to family can set a serious tone." "Are you scared?" Amanda asked, her heartbeat quickening. She hesitated, realizing they hadn't had these kinds of discussions in a long time. "Feels different with him, Jenna. What if he's the one?" Jenna's gaze fell, bittersweet emotions flickering behind her eyes. "I want you to be happy, but how will that affect us? We've barely sidestepped the landmines of the past." Amanda felt the chill of heartbreak at that moment. "Why do you keep bringing that up?" "I want a future, Jenna, not constant reminders of what went wrong." Jenna's lips pressed into a thin line. "And what if your future with him pulls you away from us? We can't keep rehashing the same wounds. That's not fair." They stood in silence, the weight of Jenna's words heavy, almost suffocating. Amanda felt different emotions rise within her. Frustration, heartache, and a desperate longing to be understood. "I don't want to lose you again," Amanda whispered, her voice trembling with emotion. "Then don't," Jenna replied, a touch softer now, her vulnerability showing through the toughness. "But be honest about how you feel for him, and about us." As the laughter from the party faded into the background, Amanda realized that Jenna's fears mirrored her own. They were both standing on fragile ground, skirting around feelings that could either heal or tear them apart. "Let us make a pact," Amanda said, her heart racing anew. "Every time we feel threatened by the other's happiness, we talk about it. No more hiding." "Deal," Jenna agreed, and the tension seemed to ease just slightly. But before they could delve deeper, a loud cheer erupted from the group inside. Tom appeared at the door, a playful grin plastered across his face. "Come on. Who wants to play charades?" Jenna's expression shifted as she glanced at Tom, her demeanor lightening. "Looks like we should head back in. This could distract us." As they moved toward the noise, Amanda's heart thudded. The promise they made felt fragile again. Maybe it would take more than words to resolve the tangled threads of their relationship. As they rejoined the crowd, Amanda's grip on Jenna's arm tightened, silently vowing not to let fear dictate their paths anymore. But as they were swept into the fun, she felt the stirrings of uncertainty once more about Tom, about Jenna, about where this journey would take them. "Just be yourself," she whispered to Jenna, who nodded, But the slight frown on her face made Amanda wonder if the words carried enough weight. What if all their growth was about to be tested? What unexpected truths lay buried beneath the surface, waiting to rise and challenge their fragile vows of honesty? Inside the buzzing house, the lights twinkled and laughter erupted like fireworks. Amanda watched as Tom, with his infectious grin, bounced back into the room, ready to stir up the excitement. She couldn't help but smile, but the lingering weight of her earlier conversation with Jenna settled in her chest. "All right, everyone," Tom bellowed, clapping his hands. "Who's ready to lose at charades?" The crowd cheered, and Amanda exchanged a glance with Jenna. Jenna's eyes sparkled with laughter despite the conversation they had just left behind. "Let us have some fun," Amanda suggested, trying to infuse her voice with eagerness. Even as a twinge of anxiety crept in, they moved into a circle and Tom formed teams. Amanda found herself on a team with Jenna, and an unexpected relief washed over her. As they took turns performing ridiculous motions and guessing each other as clues, laughter bubbled up and wrapped around them, easing the tension that had threatened to snap earlier. "Okay, I've got one," Jenna exclaimed, dramatically pretending to row a boat. Amanda's heart swelled at seeing her sister so animated. "What am I? Rowing a boat?" a friend shouted, barely able to contain their laughter. Jenna laughed, bowing comically, loving every moment. Amanda joined in, the comfort of this familiar shared joy momentarily overshadowing her worries. It was her turn next, and she stood, heart racing as she zeroed in on what to act out. She decided to channel Tom's flamboyant flair. She jumped, flailed her arms, and attempted a dramatized hair flip, completely missing the mark of her original clue. The room erupted in good-natured jeers and applause. "That was terrible," Tom roared, his eyes glimmering with mischief. "But you get bonus points for style." As the hilarity surged and ebbed, Amanda couldn't shake the feeling gnawing at her. Between the laughter and chatter, she spotted Jenna's slight smile falter for just a second before she refocused her energy on the playful antics around them. That flicker of insecurity sent ripples across Amanda's mind. Later in the night, as teams changed and new games began, Amanda found Tom standing off to the side, his expression vibrant with excitement. Confidence radiated from him, and she couldn't help but grin back. Yet an unsettling thought crept in. What if this person she cherished, this person who seemed to bring out the best in her, would eventually change the dynamics with Jenna? "Hey," Tom said, coming closer. "You're amazing at this. I love seeing you so alive." Her heart fluttered, but the echo of Jenna's voice reminded her of their unsteady ground. "Thanks, but I think Jenna has been the real star tonight." She pointed toward Jenna, who was dancing in the middle of a hilarious skit. Tom nodded, his gaze thoughtful for a moment. "You know, you two have this incredible bond. I can see it. But just wondering, do you ever worry about how others get involved?" The question hit Amanda hard. She wanted everything to flow seamlessly. She wanted both Jenna and Tom in her life, without conflict. How to reconcile those two pieces of her heart? "I do," she admitted, the confession nearly a whisper. "But I think we're figuring things out, right?" Tom smiled gently. "Just like the game, sometimes we stumble but we find our rhythm again. I just want you to be happy." His words wrapped around her like a warm embrace, but doubt still flickered at the edges of her mind. What if happiness meant change? What if it meant risking what she had with Jenna? As the night wore on, Amanda felt a growing urgency to address the unspoken tension. She needed to prove, not just to herself but also to Jenna, that her sister's heart mattered just as much. "Jenna," Amanda called, weaving through the crowd. What could she say that would bring clarity for both of them? But as she reached for her sister, something caught her attention. A stricken look crossed Jenna's face as she stood with Tom, the new laughter around them fading into background noise. What had just transpired? "Everything okay?" Amanda asked, stepping closer. Tom maintained that easy smile, but Jenna's eyes darted away, holding something back. Amanda's heart dropped. Before she could press further, Jenna's gaze turned intense. "We need to talk now." In that moment, Amanda knew something was unraveling. What had she missed? Was this the catalyst that would force them to confront those tangled threads? "Okay," Amanda breathed, as the night's laughter faded into a tense silence, uncertainty thickening the air between them. The moon hung full and bright, casting a silver glow over the park. Amanda's heart thudded painfully, mirroring the chaotic storm of emotions swirling around her. Tom stood close, a steady presence, but Jenna's piercing gaze felt like more than she could handle. "Let us go somewhere quiet," she said, not waiting for a response. They walked away from the party sounds, the laughter fading into the background, replaced by the distant chirping of crickets. "Jenna, what's wrong?" Amanda asked, her voice trembling slightly. The air was thick with unspoken tension, and Amanda could feel it pressing down on her chest. "I saw the way you were with Tom," Jenna replied abruptly, her expression hard to decipher. "It seemed close. I just hope he understands how much we've been through." Amanda flinched at the accusation hidden behind her sister's words. "He does, Jenna. He really wants to help me, and by extension he wants to help us." "Does he?" Jenna's voice softened, but her vulnerability sat uneasily beneath the surface. "I worry that he'll pull you away, that you'll forget about me while chasing perfect moments with him." A painful lump formed in Amanda's throat. "Jenna, how could you think that? I need both of you. I'm trying my best to reconnect with you, to be honest about my fears and struggles." Jenna shifted uncomfortably, her shoulders dropping. "I guess with all this embracing we've been talking about, I'm just afraid of losing my sister. I don't want you to forget me. I feel like I've missed so much already." Tears stung Amanda's eyes. "You're not going to lose me. Not now. Not ever." There was a fierce warmth in her chest, a determined love that had always pushed her to strive for connection, no matter how strained their past had been. "I want us to grow together. Tom can't replace what we have. He's here to support it." Jenna's profile softened as she bit her lip, her defenses crumbling. "I know it sounds selfish. I see you so happy with him and it frightens me. But I want to be happy for you too. I just don't know how." Amanda took a deep breath and reached for Jenna's hands, grounding them both in that moment. "We can do this, Jenna. Let us take it one step at a time. Let us promise to talk when we feel threatened or lost. You're my sister and you've always been important." As Jenna squeezed her hands, her eyes glistened with unshed tears. "You're right. No more barriers. I'm ready to rise above the shadows. I want to figure this out together." At that moment, a warmth enveloped them both. Amanda recalled the playful laughter from the party and Tom's unwavering support. "Let us bring him in. I want him to be part of this journey. After all, we need someone who understands us both." Jenna's nod was small but resolute. "Okay, let us do it. Let him in." They made their way back, hesitation lifting with every step. As they rejoined the group, the laughter and chaos seemed welcoming, echoing the heartwarming acceptance of their renewed bond. "Everything all right?" Tom inquired, his brow furrowing with concern. "Yeah," Amanda answered, her voice steady now. "We're good. We just needed a moment to clarify some things." Jenna inserted herself beside Amanda. "Tom, can we talk? I want to know you too." Surprise lit up Tom's face, quickly replaced by an eager smile. "Of course. I'd love that." As they settled around a quiet corner of the group, the barriers began to dissolve. Amanda felt her heart swell with gratitude. She glanced back at Jenna and saw hope reflected in her sister's eyes. The night stretched on, full of laughter and light, but this time anchored by newfound honesty and the promise to face challenges together. As Amanda stood between Jenna and Tom, she realized she had not just embraced laughter, but also the power of vulnerability. Life was messy, yes, but perhaps that's where the beauty truly lay, in their shared journey of healing, laughter, vulnerability, and redemption. Tomorrow wouldn't hold all the answers, but for now one thing was clear. They were stronger together, and that strength felt brighter than any laughter could ever echo. Now more than ever. Don't wait not even one more second to support this journey. You need to subscribe immediately to the channel to not miss the next exclusive stories. Leave a like now to feed the algorithm. Comment your reactions and feelings about the ending. Let's feel this together. Share instantly this video with at least 5 friends who need to see this transformation. This is the moment to show your support.